What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to react and learn about Halloween in Canada versus America. You know, Americans, I don't like to brag, or do I? Americans take Halloween pretty serious. We take a little bit of pride in our Halloween. We dress up, we scare people, we act weird. And I'm a little interested to see what's Halloween like in Canada. You know, after the video I made not too long ago about Thanksgiving in Canada versus America, I don't assume anything anymore. Maybe Canada invented a Halloween. I don't know. I'm not assuming anything anymore. But it's actually kind of hard to find videos on this topic. There's not too many videos on Halloween in Canada, you know, if you type that in, try to look for it. So that has me thinking Halloween is probably pretty similar in Canada and the United States. I really don't know what major differences there could be. But I wouldn't mind being surprised. So with that being said, let's take a look. Celebrate Halloween like a Canadian. Why not?
This week I wanted to be relevant and talk about Halloween. Originally I wanted to talk about English Halloween, since this is what my channel is about, England, you know. If you didn't know, now you know. But then I realized like 90% of the people that watch this channel are English. So I don't know why. That's cool. Like, I just thought it would be boring, but you know, hey, welcome. Instead, I wanted to share with you guys how to celebrate Halloween like a Canadian. So without...
Okay, so I know she is Canadian, moved to England, lives in England, maybe now, maybe not. But for the purposes of this video, it's talking about Halloween from her Canadian perspective, which is just perfect for me, a simple American trying to learn about Canada.
Without further ado, let's go. From what I can tell, this is just a generalization. Halloween is not that popular in England. I think it's getting more popular, but like in Canada, it is probably one of our most favorite holidays. Next to Christmas is Halloween. Everybody loves Halloween.
Oh, okay. Canada, okay. Huh. I mean, what is the second most beloved holiday? Christmas is number one. Make no mistake about that. Totally agree. In America, Christmas is number one, like Canada. Number two? Sheesh. Maybe it is Halloween. Canada and America are pretty similar in that respect. We love our Christmas. We love our Halloween. Okay.
We go nuts. We go over the top. It's very intense. And so here are my top tips to help you celebrate Halloween like a Canadian. Okay. You need to think of your Halloween costume about a year in advance. You know, you want something relevant, maybe funny, something topical, but you need to give yourself a good year to get your idea sorted.
Okay, I don't know if she's kind of being funny here, and maybe with a sliver of seriousness as well. Maybe. I mean, some costumes are so elaborate, it might take you a year to figure out all the mechanics of how your Demogorgon Stranger Things mouth is going to open with your little pulley system if you're engineering a costume. But as for coming up with a concept, I don't know. That's pretty serious. Maybe Canada does take it more serious than America. I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready to relinquish that quite yet.
After you think up your Halloween costume, you need to make your costume. So you can either do the homemade or the store-bought or some sort of hybrid in between. In Canada...
Okay, this is sounding a lot like Halloween in America, which is good. I understand so far. And I guess it should be said, Halloween looks very different depending on if you are a child, depending on if you are a young adult, and if you're a parent with a child, maybe, or, you know, any combination of that. Halloween is going to look really different. It's going to change how serious you take it, how you dress, if you're what you're going for. So That's something to consider as well. I'm sure Canadians are the same.
Canada, we have a special place called Value Village. Shout out to Value Village. I miss you.
Wait, Value Village?
We have a spot or some sort of hybrid in between. In Canada, we have a special place called Value Village. Shout out to Value Village. I miss you. Value Village is a charity shop or a thrift store. Throughout the year, you can just buy clothes and like knick-knacky stuff from them anyways, and they're like really, really cheap.
Oh, it's a thrift shop like Goodwill or the Salvation Army. I thought it was like Party City, like a costume store. She's really leaning into the homemade costume. I think a lot of Americans get a little lazy. They I've been known to show up to Walmart and buy one of the $5 costumes, which does not include much. You might be a ghost, but it's very quick and easy, gets the point across. Yeah, certainly there's people who make their costumes and those who purchase. Sounds like we're talking about making a costume, but people take it in various degrees of seriousness in America and Canada.
But right around Halloween and sort of like honestly 3 months prior, they go crazy with Halloween costumes. So what I used to do was buy like pieces of clothing from like their clothing section and then buy like fake blood from their Halloween section, maybe a hat or a wig or some like plastic weapon, so you can kind of like piece your stuff together. Now just bear in mind, when you go trick-or-treating in Canada, you quite possibly are going to do it in the snow. That is a reality that we have to live with. So when you're buying your costume, buy it a little bit big.
Okay, that's like the first difference so far that's been serious. Having to trick-or-treat in the snow. Thankfully, that almost never happens in the United States, although it can rain. It can be very cold by that time in October. It can get cold, although it just turns out that this year, right now, it's not very cold, which is nice. It's about to be Halloween, and it's not cold, so that's nice. But is it already snowing in Canada now? I mean, the American Canadian propaganda would have me believe that it's permanently snowing in Canada. It never stops. So I know that's not quite true. But trick-or-treating in the snow, that would definitely make things uncomfortable. And you have to factor that into your costume, I guess.
Big, so you can fit your snowsuit on underneath.
Oh.
Now, my mom was probably the queen of Halloween costume maker. She made me something crazy, just like crazy stuff. I'm talking one year I was a mad scientist and she made me this like lab coat with like eyeballs and rats and spiders on it. She also sewed me this hat thing that looked like an exposed brain. So although it was very cool, it was also legitimately a hat for the winter. So even when it was snowing, I had this hat on.
Yeah, well, since I'm trying to draw comparisons here, I'm trying to make this a Canada versus America comparison. That's totally stuff that an American kid would be caught wearing. A nice homemade costume.
So, cool thing, Mom. Another year I was like Cleopatra and she sewed this beautiful gold like neck piece and she made me a skirt and this headdress that had like a little snake on it. Okay. Another year I was a dead cheerleader, so we bought clothes, I think from Value Village, and I bought this like fake skin stuff that you put on your face and you spread it and it looks like your skin's falling off.
That's a good tip, by the way. Cheap stuff like that with a big effect. You just buy some of that $1 or $2 makeup or goo or blood, or even now they even have prosthetics that attach to you that make a cut or a zombie thing, or just something you can throw on that's really fun and cheap like that, but makes a big difference. It makes a big difference.
And then just like fake blood. Just fake blood everywhere. Next step, buy all the candy. Just go nuts. Just assorted chocolate and chips and chewy crap. Just go wild. You're then going to need to...
Chips. Ooh. It is not... It would be a little uncommon to run into a house while trick-or-treating that gives you chips. Maybe like little party-sized bag of chips, little tiny bag of chips, not individual chips. But Americans really go for the classic candies, chocolates and candies, like especially the little fun-sized Snickers, one single Reese's cup. Even though you want two, it's only one because it's fun-sized, kid-sized. Little tiny Kit Kat. I don't know. There's probably Canadian equivalents to a lot of this stuff.
To decorate your house. And true Canadian ways to go over.
Oh, decorating your house. Yes, very important.
You're then going to need to decorate your house. And true Canadian ways to go over the top, just go nuts. So I'm talking fake spider webs, fake blood, fake skulls along the driveway. We used to play really scary music we got from the dollar store that genuinely gives me anxiety just thinking about it.
This will really depend on where you live in America. And I don't know if there's any rhyme or reason to it. There have been places that I've lived where people take Halloween very serious and the houses look incredible and there's so much effort into the scary, spooky house decorations. And then you'll find entire neighborhoods that just are not into it. They just don't put anything out. They don't dress up the house. You almost feel strange walking up for your trick-or-treating for your candy because it just looks like a normal house. Or worse, they put their candy bowl on a chair in front of the front door. They don't even answer the door for you. They just put it on the chair and hope that no one takes the whole thing. I definitely did not take the whole thing, I swear. But, yeah, this kind of depends, the house decorations. But I do enjoy them.
It was just like heartbeat noises and like just... We also used to do, again, this was my mom's idea because my mom's incredible, an old pair of sweatpants of my dad's and stick two like little wooden poles through them, then stuff them full of bunched up newspapers and then like put shoes on the end. So we had like fairly realistic looking legs, and every Halloween we'd put them someplace different. So one year we had them sticking out from the garage door, like the garage door had come down on my dad.
I like that. I like that. That's scary. It's mostly that mask. What is that? Oh, do most Canadians take Halloween pretty seriously? I hope they do. When you're a child and you go to trick-or-treating, I still have memories of houses that did a great job decorating for Halloween. You remember that for the rest of your life. I'd remember this guy. This would terrify me.
Here we had them sticking out from the garage door, like the garage door had come down on my dad. And the other time we had them sticking out of the, oh my God, I can only think of the English, the bonnet. What do you call that?
Bonnet?
The hood.
The hood of a car? Bonnet. I think she means the hood of a car. Like he got crushed in the hood. Okay.
And so then we'd have like the little kids coming up trick-or-treating and be like, oh, there's somebody stuck in your garage door. Like there's somebody stuck. And I'm like, yeah, that's my dad. He's been out there for a few hours. I also remember going trick-or-treating and people would turn their back garden into a haunted house. So there'd be like strobe lights and people would jump out at you. And it's all just things that people have made themselves.
Yes. Yes. This is rare. But yes, people have done that for me as well. So, I feel like I haven't gone trick-or-treating in a while. So I don't know what the people are up to these days. But yeah, there's those who take it really far. They create a little maze behind their house. Times have kind of changed in the United States where people really probably wouldn't be willing to take their kid into your backyard, into your shed, to do your little Halloween trick-or-treat house. Unfortunately, in America, we've lost a lot of trust and goodwill towards each other in the last 20 years or whatever, so that's kind of sad. I don't know if that's true in Canada, where people would just be kind of weirded out by that now, but if you were a tight-knit neighborhood where everyone kind of knew each other, then that'd be totally cool. Little fun house.
And it's just, you need to just go over the top. You're gonna need to carve a pumpkin. Duh. If you're like me,
Yeah, carve a pumpkin. So that's the same in Canada. Well, basically everything's the same. let's not mince words here. From what I could tell, everything is the same between Canadian Halloween and American Halloween, except that it might be snowing when you're trick-or-treating in Canada. But thank goodness you got the pumpkins, you're carving the pumpkins in Canada, making the jack-o'-lantern, the face. Very good. That's as Halloween as it gets.
AKA a giant baby, you might get your mom to scoop out the guts. The cold, clammy, stringy pumpkin guts.
Oh, I just realized she probably is talking to her YouTube audience, and her audience is people in England who apparently don't celebrate Halloween that much. So she's explaining this to English folk who are probably like, oh, wow, this is so interesting and quaint. This is so interesting and quaint. The jack-o'-lantern carving into the pumpkin, that's a very strange Canadian tradition. That's probably what they're saying. It's exactly like that, I'm sure. But for my purposes, it works as well to see what's going on in Canada with Halloween.
Because that's what moms are for. You're also going to need to watch a bunch of scary Halloween movies. They start playing them on TV basically right after like the back to school crap is over. It's Halloween immediately. For me personally,
Canada obviously has scary movies, horror movies. Are all of the classic American horror movies classics in Canada? I really want to know that. Freddy Krueger, Jason Voorhees, Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, Scream, Chucky, all those iconic scary movies. Are those all iconic in Canada too, or are there different movies? I would think they're pretty popular in Canada too.
Personally, I always watch Hocus Pocus. I actually watch...
Okay, if we're talking about Hocus Pocus, if we're getting that obscure, then if Hocus Pocus made its way to Canada, then everything did. Okay.
Watched it back in September because I was getting pumped for Halloween back in September. But just watch any of your favorite Halloween movies and just freak yourself out. Of course, you need to break out that Ouija board and traumatize yourself and your friends. A Canadian childhood is not complete until you traumatize yourself with an Ouija board at Halloween in somebody's basement. And of course, you need to eat into a comatose state. Just as much candy and chocolate and absolute garbage that you can get your hands on. You need to eat all of it until you're just on the floor in absolute agony.
Yeah. Is it a thing in Canada that when I was a kid, they would try to teach kids to like check their candy for like razor blades, just horrible needles? Like they were teaching us that, oh, you gotta be careful. There's a lot of crazy people out there who might put stuff in your candy, poison. And really, I don't know what you're gonna do exactly when you're scarfing down the candy to prevent that, if someone's gonna be that sick of an individual. But was that a thing in Canada? Teachers and grown-ups telling you to watch out for like dangerous candy? Because that was a thing in the United States. I think maybe Americans are just a little more sick, just a little more scary, and not in a good way.
And I guess you have to save some for the trick-or-treaters. What my mom used to do was she would buy extra boxes. So there'd be like a box for our family, and then the rest would be like trick-or-treaters. And when we used to go trick-or-treating, me and my best friend, we would use pillowcases.
Yes.
So you go out for like an hour, you fill the pillowcase up, you come back home, you dump the pillowcase out, and you go back out. So it's not too heavy, and you got some more.
Oh, I never went, I never got to that point. But I'm just saying, the use of the pillowcase as a candy bucket, classic, absolutely classic.
Space to get your chocolate. I mean, I take trick-or-treating very seriously. Of course, if you're too old to go trick-or-treating, yeah, your life is basically over. Otherwise, if you're not going to end it all, you can buy tickets to like a really overpriced Halloween dance party club type thing. You wear your costume, you get really sweaty and like makeup is like streaking off your face and stuff, but it's Halloween, so that's okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely in the United States, definitely grown-ups find ways to have fun on Halloween. It is not just for children. Not just for children. The trick-or-treating is, but Halloween's an event, a time for Halloween parties, for full-grown adults. We love it. We dress up, go crazy. It's an excuse to get a little crazy, definitely, in America.
And finally, when you eat all that candy, you need to start thinking about your costume for next year. And with that, thank you guys so much for watching. Enjoy Halloween. Enjoy Halloween, definitely. And until next time, bye.
Okay. Whoa.
Hi everyone, it's me.
Whoa. Okay.
Hi, everyone.
All right, we're back. I accidentally clicked start next video. Anyway, this was by Adventures and Naps. I gotta give that a like, for sure. I liked that a lot. So what did I learn from this video? I learned that Halloween in Canada is a lot like Halloween in America, which is the hypothesis I had from the beginning. Because there's not a lot of material on this on YouTube, which just made me think that's probably because no one thinks it's deserving of it, because it's just the same stuff going on in Canada and America. And I think that's true. I think we're all just getting a little crazy, dressing up like weirdos and having fun, and kids are eating candy. Halloween, not that complicated, but I was so curious just to see, just in case, had to check to see if there were any big differences between Halloween in Canada, Halloween in America. Nothing that I could identify. Although I did have also here, I was looking for shorts, YouTube shorts, trying to copy TikTok a little bit with their little shorts thing. You can search for Halloween in Canada and have these little videos pop up, which I wanted to watch a couple to see, because they have titles like Halloween in Canada. So I was a little desperate for more Canadian Halloween content, and this is what I found, so let's take a look. These are going to be super random, by the way. These don't have to do with anything except Halloween. Anything could happen. I don't know.
When the days get short and nights get cold, little ghosts and ghouls know just where.
Okay. All right. So a little Halloween sing-along. That got 2,000 views. Okay, Halloween in Canada. Oh, the blow-up cat. Oh, it moves. Oh, that's it. Yeah, certainly, you see a lot of blow-up stuff in Christmas, and like giant inflatable snowmen and Santa, and cats in America too. I like that though. How is Halloween celebrated in Canada? Part 1. Oh, perfect.
हैलोवीन आने वाली है और मैं आपको दिखाती हूँ कनाडा में हैलोवीन पे क्या क्या मिलता है। सबसे पहले तो ये नकली खून फॉर मेक।
Well, it's in a language I do not understand, but I will say that she seems to be in a party store and is looking at fake blood, which certainly is a thing in America. I'm just gonna compare all these to America in the best way I can. Halloween shorts, Canada. Okay. Let's see. Oh.
We are going to have so much fun playing evil characters, and we've only begun.
I like this little toy. It's like the perfect amount of creepy. You could stick this on your porch, scare some little kids. You don't have to do any work. Oh, that reminds me of when I was a kid and some guy dressed up in all black and a black mask and sat on his front porch and then pretended to be a stuffed guy, like he wasn't alive. But then he was. That's a good tactic, very scary. Halloween in Canada be like...
Look in the mirror.
This is what Halloween in Canada's like. You just all stare at this guy, apparently. You just stare at this clown. Okay. That's one way to celebrate Halloween. Halloween in Canada looks like this girl in her little witch's outfit. Oh, what's going on here? You got, I actually like this big spider. And this, webbed little tree. I like this as far as decoration. Okay, you know what? I think I'm gonna end it here. At this point, I'm just shopping for Halloween decorations, but I think I really did answer my burning question of if there is any big, significant differences in how to celebrate Halloween for in Canada versus America, and I think we have our answer. It's pretty similar. I'm still not sure which nation is more hardcore. I think that is only a question that could be answered by experiencing a couple American Halloweens, maybe in some different areas, and then experiencing some Canadian Halloweens in different areas. And I don't know who would have that specific level of life experience to have had that happen, but that person knows which side takes it more serious. But from what I could tell, we all enjoy ourselves a little Halloween. Anyway, if you enjoy yourself a little Halloween, then feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to Canada, Canadian culture, stuff going on in Canada that I've never seen before, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.